Welcome back, I'm LYNDA KINKADE. The countdown has begun to today's Eurovision Grand Finale. The often quirky song competition launched megastar performers like ABBA and Celine Dion. Well, this time participants from 37 countries have been whittled down to 26 finalists. And on Friday, fans gathered in the host city of Basel, Switzerland, to watch rehearsals and get into the mood for fun. Well, bookmakers favour the Swedish band KINKADE to win, but experts say the results don't always match the algorithms. Artists from Austria, France, the Netherlands and Finland have also shown promise heading into the final. Well, joining us now from Basel, Switzerland is Dean VULETIC, who is considered the world's leading academic authority on the history of the Eurovision Song Contest. Great to have such an expert with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Linda. Greetings from Basel, the Eurovision capital, for one more day.
Yes, we are excited about this grand finale. We're hearing there's going to be topless performances and political songs and some pretty racy lyrics. How does this year's lineup compare to previous ones, and how would you describe the atmosphere there in the city as it prepares to host this big show?
Well, the lineup this year is less political than in recent years, and this is because the European Broadcasting Union, the organizer of Eurovision, has tried to clamp down on the politicization of the contest, especially because last year there were a lot of protests regarding Israel's participation in Eurovision. This year there have been protests, but they've been much smaller than what we saw in Malmö in 2024. When it comes to the songs, we have 26 in the grand final tonight. And the way that they stand out actually this year is that most are not in English, which is quite unusual for Eurovision. In 1999, the rule that languages from the countries, the rule that entries had to be performed in the languages of the countries that they represent was changed, meaning that most entries ended up being sung in English, but now we have 20 languages represented in Eurovision this year. There are songs full of sexual innuendo from Malta, from Finland, the Swedish song about taking a sauna, a very powerful Spanish song, pop, with Latino influences. It's also one that gets the live audience dancing.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of variety. You did mention Israel. We know that a survivor of the Hamas terror attack is going to sing A New Day Will Rise. It's not the first time Israel has performed a song with that kind of message, but it is the first time that both Israeli and Palestinian flags will be flying inside the arena, right?
It's not the first time. The European Broadcasting Union has in the past tried out different flag policies. This year, it's allowing audiences to take in whichever flags they like, as long as they are approved by Swiss law. The artists, though, are not allowed to display any flags apart from the flags of the countries that they represent.
And you mentioned the Swedes, who, of course, love a sauna. They're going to bring it on stage this year. And their song even has the endorsement of a president, though not their own president, right? Another competing country.
Finland?
Yes.
Yes, exactly, because this is a trio of men from Finland, but they're Swedes. So this is a Swedish-Finnish performance, and it demonstrates how Eurovision also connects different European countries. And Sweden is one of the biggest powers in Eurovision, I should point out. It's a huge trendsetter when it comes to the contest. So that's another reason why there is a big focus on the Swedish entry, why it's predicted to win. But, you know, let's not believe the bookies. Last year, they predicted that Croatia would win, but it ended up coming second. Switzerland won, which is why Switzerland is hosting this year in Basel.
Yeah, Switzerland, as you say, is hosting. There's been a lot of talk that they've got a strong chance of winning again. But given that they won last year, is there a rule stopping them from winning 2 years in a row?
Not at all. Other countries have in the past have won more than 1 year in a row. Iceland, famously in the 1990s, for example, won around 4 times, which was quite an expensive achievement, I have to add. We've seen this in the past, so it would be nothing new if Switzerland were to win again this year.
And so, Dean, just finally, who is your pick to win?
This is so hard to say this year. I'm a historian, not a prophet. So I'm looking forward to a very fun night tonight in the arena and to seeing who will actually win, because it's not very clear this year.
All right, we will indeed tune in. Dean VULETIC, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Linda.